This is restored. God is holy. So are we. My name is Rasheed Jeffries, and I would like to welcome you to the 90-day Jam Lord. The 90-day journey alongside my Lord. And so I feel like it would be beneficial to take you to the very beginning. The beginning of my life in 1972, when I was born, April 29th, and my parents brought me home. And this is the house that they brought me to. I'm pulling up now, parking. Let's get out and look around. Let's go. Detroit, Michigan, West Side. This is the house that I was born in. Still looks good in 2014. It's a long time ago and it's still standing. Although Detroit has gone through a lot of changes in that time span, thank God that this house is still standing and I can go back. I remember playing on this sidewalk, riding my big wheel down this way. Across the street at this house, we used to sit on the porch at this house. It's still standing, but it's looking bad. It's a lot of things looking bad. The whole neighborhood is kind of run down now. But this is where I grew up. First 5 years of my life, from birth to age 5. My parents were together, they were married. But then they got divorced in 1977. I was 5 years old. So we moved out, started living with my grandmother, my mother's mother, for that summer. After that summer, we relocated and moved to the house that my mother grew up in, that my grandmother owned. That house was on 16th Street on the west side of Detroit. I want to take you there and continue to share what happened in my life as I was coming up, starting at age 5. We're going to go to 4686 16th Street. Let's go. So, we are pulling down the street called 16th. About to go to the address 4686 16th Street. We're pulling up right now. This might be a shocker. Come on, let's go. Okay, now we just left 14017 Steel, and now we're at 4686 16th Street. Point the camera over here. You see that vacant lot right there? That was my house. It's gone. The only way I know exactly where it is because that's the next door house that's still standing. That was our next door neighbor's house. I remember this fire hydrant that I used to play on. Our porch was right here. It's gone. This was an interesting time in my life. This was my foundational period. We were poor. We lived in poverty. It was just our mom and 4 boys. We were bad, wild. We had rats. We had roaches. They were rats all through these alleys. Now, the only thing that looks different about this neighborhood is the fact that if you look around, it's a lot of vacant lots because the majority of the houses have been torn down. But back in the 70s when we lived here, the houses were here. They just looked rundown. This was a rundown, poverty-stricken area. And so we were poor. The rest of our family wasn't, but we were. So that caused kind of a stigmatism between myself, my brothers, and the family. Our father had left us. So it was a rough upbringing. It was a rough childhood. And so that's what I came up in. Even though I excelled in school, I very intelligent, got good grades. I got double promoted from the 1st to the 3rd grade. I want to take you to the school that I went to in elementary school. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we have arrived at the school that I first went to in kindergarten when I was 5. My mother watched us as we walked down the block. My brother and I walked 3 blocks to Kennedy Elementary School when I was in kindergarten. Okay? Point the camera to Kennedy Elementary School. See that lot right there? That was Kennedy Elementary School. Right now, it's a vacant lot, just like my house. Let's go to the other elementary school that I attended from 1st grade through the 4th grade. Let's go. Yep. Okay, we're pulling up on Cheney Elementary School. You see that barn right there? There's a farm. That used to be our playground. Now it's a barn. They're growing animals and livestock there. But this is Cheney Elementary School. This is where I spent 1st through 4th grade. I excelled academically. I was extremely intelligent. I was double promoted from the 1st to the 3rd grade here. I remember being a safety patrol and being in the band, and I excelled greatly. I was extremely prolific playing the baritone horn. I'll tell you about that later. But this is Cheney. Met some good friends. I was a jokester. People liked me. I was funny. I was charming. I was athletic. Did a lot of wonderful things at this school. It's now called the Catherine Ferguson Academy. It's a school for girls now. I think for pregnant girls now. But this is the elementary school that I attended when I was in the 1st grade through the 4th grade. Things were going well even though we were poor. We made a good name for ourselves because we were in a neighborhood full of poor people. So we were all alike. Poverty was common amongst all of my peers. But then, because I was gifted and talented, the invitation came for me to go to a different school. So in 5th grade, instead of becoming the captain of the safety patrol, which I was about to become, I wound up going to a different school, which is called the School for the Gifted and Talented, which later on became Bates Academy. I'm going to take you to that experience because that is the experience that started to change my life in a different way. And I'm going to take you there right now. Let's go. Okay, we're pulling up on a school called Field Elementary. This was a school that was shared with the School for the Gifted and Talented. It's called, look at that, Moses Field Elementary School. And people were bused from all over the city to be a part of the School for the Gifted and Talented. And we collaborated with a neighborhood east side school. This is just a neighborhood school on the east side. They had half of the building. They occupied half of the building. We occupied the other half of the building. There was a rivalry there. They looked at us as smart, snooty kids. They didn't like us. And so I didn't have friends amongst the neighborhood school kids, but I also didn't have friends amongst the School for the Gifted and Talented because they were not poor. I came from a poverty-stricken neighborhood, and I was poor, and I didn't fit in with the other kids because they were not. So they used to tease me, they used to ridicule me. I experienced a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of bad times. So they teased me until I would actually cry. And I just had to take it. And those were times that it kind of shaped my heart. And it caused me to change. Even though I was still smart, still funny, still charming, there's a whole lot of things, positive attributes that I possessed. But I didn't have money, and plus I looked funny. So I used to get talked about, get teased a lot. So let me take you to the next school. Stay with us. We're gonna go to the next school. Okay, so this is the last stop for day one. We could have gone to places like the daycare center, Garden Bowl, places where I thrived in football and things like that, but I wanted to cover the most important places. This is a very important lot. Look at that lot. See the American flag there? This hill right here. We're on a street called Dickerson, right off of Jefferson, and this is the first location for Bates Academy. I remember when they cut the ribbon, Bates Academy, when I was in the 6th grade. And I experienced a whole lot of craziness in this place, and I think it messed me up. It made me, it affected my confidence. And I used to be a straight A student before I came here, and I start messing up in my grades because of the ridicule that I experienced from my peers. So this school, as you can see, has now been torn down. It's just a vacant lot now, but I was here for the 5th and the 6th grade. We lived in a different place on Fielding. On day 2, we're going to show you where I lived while I was here and beyond. And we're going to talk about some changes that took place in my life up through that period. But this is where my life changed. This is where my confidence shifted. And it affected every aspect of my life from that point moving forward. And I'm going to show you how in day 3. So we're going to end off day 1 as it's starting to get a little dark. We're going to end off day 1, and I'm going to end it like I'm going to end every day by saying, restore. God is holy. So are we. Good night.